There's no more time to hide under covers. Of course, this is the story of Dr. Olisa Abakoba, the former chairman or president of Bar Association, Nigerian Bar Association, have come out to say, I have the formula that can provide a lasting solution to the myriads of problems bedeviling Nigeria. That Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has no reason being behind the bars. That the only problem solution to the problem of Nigeria is discussion, and all the stakeholders, those who owns Nigeria, must come to discuss the continued existence of Nigeria or a possible dissolution without any problem. This could be done in just a week. That is his submissions. Just listen, and that will interest you, my brother. This is coming in the nick of the hours when Nigerians are passing through the worst instability and security challenges. Just watch and see. This will interest you.
Problem is the process. The problem is legitimacy. The problem is ownership. For instance, if I decide that my grandchild, Abrel, should have porridge, which actually happened 2 weeks ago, and she didn't want porridge, she wanted cereal. And I told the housemaid, give her cereal. Why would you impose porridge on a girl who wants cereal? That's the issue. The issue here is the exclusion of the relevant groups. And I'm sure when the relevant groups are consulted and they endorse the process, they might have a few things to say. Could you amend this? Could you add this? That's all that is required. It's piece of cake. But the problem is that the powers that be in Abuja sit in a caucus and exclude everybody. Whereas it is easier to invite these people and make it easier. You'll be very surprised, Sunday, if this my formula were to work, if the National Assembly were to invite all of the relevant stakeholders. It may take only a week to come to agreement. What has lasted 23 years? So that's the point I'm making.
Yeah, and
Process is the problem.
He went further to submit, of course, that the Nigeria structure is very weak and could no longer address the myriad of problems bordering on social, political, and economic, of course, aspects of our life and existence as a people. There is need for urgent convention to discuss the continued existence of Nigeria, or if possible, the solution. And of course, according to him, there is nothing wrong if Nigeria is dissolved, because there are more smaller countries who are doing far exceedingly well, even after divisions, and Nigerian case might be the same. I have no reason and any cause, of course, to object the dissolution of the country, because that will engender prosperity for all. And in the face of these current realities, we can no longer live in denial because the building is collapsing on everybody. I hope I have spoken to the president and, of course, the Senate president regarding these urgent matters and the need approach these issues with ultimate concern and a matter of urgency before it is too late. And Martin Kanu has no business being behind the bars, because it is only discussion, not military armories. We have spent so much in the acquiring of military gadgets in fighting terrorism and insecurity, and yet it's been worsened on daily basis. Then why not try the process of dialogue and, if possible, disintegration of this country? That is his submission. Just listen again and watch.
So what governance does as a governance specialist, so I bring my diagnostics and I put it over Nigeria to see what's wrong. What's wrong is that the structure of Nigeria is very weak. So imagine a 20-story building with an architect coming to look at it, and he can detect this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem. And he says, if you don't do this, the entire structure will come down. So that's my field. So the first governance problem I see is political governance, meaning that unless we have political arrangements and agreements, then we can't go to the second issue of constitutional governance. So what happened in Europe was very interesting in 1871. There was a guy called Maximilian, and he discovered that Europe had been fighting a war between the Catholics and the Protestants for 80 years. And he said, we're killing ourselves. So we're doing here. That day in Abuja, 100 people were killed. So we need to have peace. Without peace, we're going nowhere. So I would recommend political governments around this discussion of peace. I've told Mr. President and President Abadie, and I was happy that the National Security Advisor was present. We are not going to win the insurgency by military solution. You, Sambo, very well experienced, I know you very well. You know how much the government has devoted in terms of budgeting to the military. What we see is money goes to the military, it is misused, the service chiefs are sacked, new ones come in, and it goes on and on. But no solution. We are not going to win the insurgency war by a military option. We are going to win the problem of insurgency and insecurity by discussion. Nnamdi Kanu has no reason to be in jail.